Hello everyone. Welcome to SV Union High School and Junior College. Our subject is Geography, Standard 7th. Lesson number 2, the Sun, the Moon and the Earth. So, today we are going to continue lesson number 2, the Sun, the Moon and the Earth. Now, because of these three celestial bodies, there are various phenomena that occur on them. One of them are eclipses. Now, what is an eclipse? When the Sun, the Moon and the Earth come in a straight line on a particular day, their shadow is cast on each other and then an eclipse is formed. Eclipse can be solar eclipse or lunar eclipse. Solar eclipse is of three types: total, partial and annular. Lunar eclipse is of two types: partial or total. Graph diagram shows you solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. The orbital path of the Earth and that of the Moon are not in the same plane. As a result, the Moon intersects the plane of the Earth's orbit twice during one revolution. On each new moon day, the lines joining the Earth and the Sun and the Moon make an angle of 0 degree, whereas on each full moon day, this angle is of 180 degrees. Even then, the Sun, the Moon and the Earth may not be in the same plane or in the same line on every new moon or full moon day. Hence, eclipses do not occur on every full moon or new moon day. On some new moon day, the Sun, the Moon and the Earth fall in one straight line and they are all in the same plane. In such condition, solar eclipse occurs. There are three types of solar eclipse that we experience: total solar eclipse, partial solar eclipse and annular solar eclipse. We are going to study them one by one. Total solar eclipse. In the area of dark shadow on the Earth, the Sun becomes completely invisible. This is known as total solar eclipse. Total solar eclipse is seen in a very limited region. At the same time, where the shadow is lighter, the sun disk appears partly covered. This condition is described as partial solar eclipse. The shadow which is cast during the eclipse is of two types. The central portion of the shadow is darker, that is called as umbra, and the periphery is light and it is called as penumbra. In the portion where the shadow is dark, that region experiences total solar eclipse where the sun is completely invisible, and the area which receives lighter shadow experiences partial solar eclipse where the sun is partly invisible. Sometimes the moon is in apogee position. This means it is farthest from the earth. As a result, the deep shadow of the moon is cast in space and does not reach the earth. From a very small region of the earth, only an illuminated edge of the sun disk is seen in the form of ring. This is called annular eclipse, annular solar eclipse. Annular eclipse is a rare phenomenon. The next type of eclipse is the lunar eclipse. Now, during lunar eclipse or on a full moon day, the moon's path of revolution passes through the thick shadow of the earth and the moon becomes totally or partly invisible. These conditions are called as lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse is of two types like solar eclipse, total lunar eclipse and partial lunar eclipse. Eclipse is an astronomical event. An eclipse of any kind is just an event. There is nothing auspicious or inauspicious about these events. It is just about the sun, the moon, and the earth being in the specific position. As it is not a regular occurrence, there are many wrong beliefs about it. But children, for scientists, eclipses are a great opportunities for studies. Have you noticed during eclipses there are large number of birds and animals that get confused due to the untimely darkness that sets in? Try to observe the response of the birds and animals at the time of such events. There are some precautions that we should take while observing a solar eclipse. We should not see the eclipse with our naked eyes. It is necessary to see the sun disk through a dark glasses or special goggles made for that purpose. There are various measures that we should take to eradicate the superstition related eclipses, like role of the media to create awareness among the people, parental guidance to help think logically, teachers' guidance to help the students to have scientific outlook, and the habit of thinking positive. These are some of the measures we can take to eradicate various superstitions about eclipses. Like eclipses, some other specific events or conditions also occur with reference to the sun or the moon. These are called as occultations and transits. Now let us see what is occultation. While revolving around the sun, the moon, it obstructs a star or a planet, and that celestial body hides behind the moon. The total solar eclipse is a kind of occultation. What is a transit? If the inner planet, like Mercury or Venus, comes in between the line of the earth and the sun, a transit occurs. At this time, a small dot occurs on the sun's disk. Transit is a type of solar eclipse. We shall conclude this lesson by revising the characteristics of solar eclipse. Students, I request you to please revise them from your textbook once again. I repeat the characteristics. Solar eclipse. A solar eclipse occurs on a new moon day, but not on every new moon day. If and only if the sun, the moon, and the earth are in the same plane and fall in a line, the solar eclipse occurs. The characteristics of lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse occurs on a full moon day, but not on every full moon day. A lunar eclipse occurs if and only if the sun and the earth are in the same plane and fall in one line. I hope you have understood the process or the event of eclipse. Thank you.